Alright, welcome, welcome, and I've just realised as I open it up that I haven't even got my spreadsheet ready. Oh my goodness gracious me. Good golly gracious beans. 1 second, I do apologise for the quietness of today. 1 second, just got to open up my spreadsheet. I've got to open it up in the thing, I've got to minimise the screen, open that, chuck that there, and what else we got? That's, oh goodness, I've scrolled all the way down. Lovely. We're there. Alright. Oh my goodness, no, get out of the, oh my goodness gracious, get out of the way. Log in. Oh my goodness, I've logged out of chat. Isn't that a goof? 1 second. 1 second, everyone. Oh my gracious, and now I've got my bloody MFA. Oh yeah, so recently, I got the authorised the MFA thingamabob on my thingy, and now it's just causing an absolute mish. And then again, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised, should I say, because we deal with MFA all the time for work, and we're met with nothing but frustration. So anyway, I hope y'all doing great. I hope y'all are feeling saucy, you're feeling fresh, you're feeling lovely. And let's get in finally. Now, to start us off, last time, what happened was, I did a whole bunch of fights, and as per usual, what happened was, I felt like I'd missed a fight somewhere. Like I had done one fight and then forgot to do the other. Lo and behold, I'm like, did I really? Yeah, I did. So I thought I hadn't, but I did. So I looked back, I'm like, ah, beans. So anyway, so this fight here is, of course, the one I missed. So technically we're at 8,001 remaining, but 8,001 remaining, and after this we will finally be officially at 8,000. So this is just a catch-up. Now you could just ask yourself, you'd be like, wouldn't you just let it slide and everyone would be none the wiser? You know, unless someone is keeping track, someone's keeping count. But yeah, I think you're trusting me to have done this accurately, and me in and of myself. If I got to the end of this and I knew that somewhere along the line I'd actually missed a fight or skipped a fight, I wouldn't feel truly, oh goodness, I wouldn't feel truly like I'd done it. I would feel like a fraud. Feel like an absolute fraud. So, I need to, in good conscience, do that fight. So I have, and I've done. And now we can continue with today's daily scheduled fights. But yeah, so anyway, with that preamble out of the way, it's a very big preamble, but a preamble nonetheless. Oh goodness. Now we can carry on, and I can talk about what's happening today. So first off, oh my gracious. Right, this guy's just going to be a nutty. Oh, come on. Oh, stop it. I knew this guy was going to be, as soon as you could just tell instantaneously when they're out, it's just going to be a numpty. And there's being a numpty today. Anyway, I'll do a roll call after this, briefly. And here we go. I'm not going to do a ultimate. Fabulous. Lovely. Gracious. Okay, anyway. Roll call is my half drunk cup of tea. My mostly melted last of a strawberry yogurt ice cream. We've bought some wild berry ambrosia. Ambrosia to replace it. I'm very excited about that. It is delicious. And followed up by 1 glass of water, 2 glasses of water, and a jumbo cup of water, which I'm now spilling all over myself. Anyway, so that is the roll call for today. And if I haven't before, I will say welcome to all on this fine day. We are day 47. Last time I just did this big push. I think we did 116 fights. Or actually it would have been 115 actually. But anyway, so we did 115 fights. And we are in a fabulous position. We are, if I can bump up my average number of fights, if I can do 90 fights per day from now on, we will finish September next year. If I carry on the way I am at the mo, it will be December, I think. Might actually be less than that. I actually haven't measured my average since last time. I should probably do that. I think I'll have skewed my average quite a bit. Possibly. Possibly not. Lovely. But yeah, so I mean, I was thinking, do I push out? Do I actually just tack on another half hour onto my Naruto streams to get to 90? Because I'm like, if I can do that, even if I went to 100 fights, because I managed to do 116 in, I think, just under or just over 3 hours. But that was with some bollocks of fights. That was with some absolute pieces of rubbish. So I might have, if I can keep all my fight counts to 60 or 60 or above, I should be able to reach that target. Fingers crossed. And I'm on fight 3 with 7 minutes in, but we'll see how I go. But then again, I did start earlier. Like, and I say earlier, I meant like the teeniest possible bit earlier. But anyway, yeah. So I wonder what's new. Also, last Sunday I couldn't stream purely because, well, no, not that I couldn't stream. I would have been on poor form if I had streamed. Just woke up feeling blah, just complete blah, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is not gonna happen today. So I didn't. And what else? Yeah, then life's gone on. Work was, well, we were, actually, I was actually, I was half expecting, not half expecting, I wasn't expecting to do tonight's stream, because there was a talk that me and the boy were actually going to in town, that my boss is actually going to the same talk, but anyway, the talk got cancelled, or no, sorry, not cancelled, postponed. Got postponed at about 2 o'clock for travel delays, apparently. So yeah, so I've been able to, and because that talk was actually meant to be at 7:30, so yeah, so I can stream today, and it's been postponed till Sunday night, which is great because I don't stream on Sunday nights, so I'm not having to sacrifice anything for it. Not that I'm sacrificing anything, so to speak, but, you know. Anyway, so I wasn't planning on doing tonight's stream, but here I am. Fabulous. What else? So there's that. Work's been like good and bad. You know, when you deal with clients in your day-to-day, you know, in a wide variety of clients across a wide variety of industries, like, it's great in the sense that, you know, you get to work with this huge variety of people, all different tiers. You're dealing with CEOs, you're dealing with administrators. Some cases you're just dealing with, you know, the person who started a week ago and still learning the ropes of things, you know. You know, all these different kinds of people. Oh no. What's that? Oh. So that's great, but then on the flip side of that, you get some absolutely clients you would rather not work with because they're a bit, what's the word? Abrasive. Bruh, come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, absolute shysters of clients. I had an email last night, or actually part of an email chain, that I got CC'd in on later on, and had someone who, you know, had some things to say about a piece of work that they had put on hold, and then they suddenly start turning around saying, oh, I had nothing, never knew a single thing about this. I'm like, but then of course, when you're a supplier or a vendor of someone, you can't exactly send an email saying, BS, you toast knew about this, what the hell, that's a pack of lies, how bloody dare you. You can't say that, of course, because it's unprofessional. So you just have to grin and bear it, really, and which is, I mean, it helps with self-control. It's definitely an exercise in self-control. You know, well, actually no, it's a very easy exercise in self-control, because you know, as soon as you say something bad, well, that's my job gone. But you know, so but at the same time, it's like when there's people who are so obviously wrong, and you can just see the lie is right there, it's blatant, and you just want to do something, or you wish you could do something about it, but you can't. And you just like, if only I could, if only I didn't give a care in the world. Lovely. Right, anyway. Ooh. What else happened this week? I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's something like... Oh! So. Me and the boy. We've been playing God of War. A lot. The boy finished it on... When did he finish it? I think he finished it on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Monday? I feel like it was Monday. No, it was Sunday, definitely. Anyways, the boy finished it. And of course he didn't want to spoil anything, so then I beat him. Because he's like, right, I won't play it until you finish the story too. I'm like, great. So that was me the last few days, so I finished it last night. Oh. Let's just say, I shed many tears, all within split seconds of each other, so it looked like I had tears streaming down my face, because I did. It was wow. I must say, and this is where I want to be objective wherever possible, there were bits about the climax, the ending, that I thought could have been better. You know, they were definitely, it definitely was by no, I'm under no delusion that it is not a perfect game by any chance, by any stretch. There's some odd omissions in what they tie up, what they tie up, what they, what's the word when like there's like a thread that's been addressed, a plot thread, it's all plot threads have been sewn together. No, I feel like tied up. No, it's not that. It's when all plot threads have been, everything's been wrapped up. No, everything's, you know what I mean. But yeah, there was some things where I'm like, there's some answers I still haven't gotten, but then again, they may actually be addressed, and I hope they're addressed in the post-game stuff, because there's still heaps of post-game stuff, and even just side quests as well. Like even though I've been doing a fair few side quests throughout, you know, there's a couple that I was close to the end, so I'm like, I need to know what happens, kind of thing. There were a couple of those, but yes, I'll be going through that. What else? And yeah, but the emotional part of the story, you know, the emotional part about the ending, oh, it got me good. It got me good. I was like, I was just sitting there, tears streaming out my eyes, and the boy was like, because he was, I think he was having a shower at the time. And then he came out and he like looked at me, he's like, oh, you got to the ending then? I'm like, yeah, I did. And then I started crying again. Yeah, so I was like, when you watched it, did you totally know I was crying? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I am. You guessed right. You guessed right. But yeah, so that was fun. But no, it was good. It was fabulous. It was amazing. It was lovely. Again, by no means perfect. But thoroughly enjoyable. For anyone who loves story, you know, games with a good solid story, then it is the game for you. What else? Yes, I got all. I mean, I won't talk spoilers, obviously, for obvious reasons. But man, I want to be able to talk spoilers. But no, I mustn't. Must not. Oh, which reminds me. There's a guy at work that I've lent he's got a Switch, so I've lent the Link's Awakening remaster to him. So anyway, we chat about games every now and then. And so he was telling me the games that he had on his to play list upcoming. So he had like Doom, Witcher 3, I think. Oh no, he'd been playing one of the Wolfensteins. What else? What was that? There was another one. But then there was Skyrim, and I'm like, oh, Skyrim? You haven't played Skyrim? He's like, nah. You know, I played Oblivion, thought that was pretty naff. I'm like, sorry, what? You thought Oblivion was naff? How very dare you? Girl, she thirsty. She need a drink bottle. She needs a drink bottle with all that thirst. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he didn't like Oblivion. And I'm like, don't talk to me anymore. Be gone. Be gone out of my sight, peasant. And he's like, oh, do you like Oblivion? I'm like, I like Oblivion. Freaking love it. I freaking love it. I've played it so many goddamn times. Too many times to count. You know, and then he's like, oh, but you know, you just walk up to things, you just whack them with the sword. Like, that's all you do. I'm like, look, a lot of people do not play Oblivion and Skyrim for the gameplay. I'll admit, from a pure gameplay perspective, it is not the best thing out there, by far. It's not going to give you a involved, innovative, in-depth, detailed combat system, gameplay system at all. Like, not at all. But when you consider the lore and the world building and the quests and the characters and the open world and the content and the level of detail and like bruh, like it's just it's an obvious reason why it's great from that perspective. So I said, look, and because then he said, you know, he liked the first couple of Fallouts. Fallout 3 was Fallout New Vegas was and Fallout 4 was meh to him. Yeah, but then I said, look, yes, Skyrim will be more of that, but I just love the Elder Scrolls world. I'll always be an advocate for Elder Scrolls stuff, like always and forever. But then again, this is also coming from someone who, if anyone's played that, what was it called? Was it Trivia Crack Kingdoms? There was that Trivia Crack quiz game, and there was a Kingdoms one or something. God, I now want to play that again. What's it? But in the, you know, because you could create a category of questions and make your own questions and stuff. But I was for the Elder Scrolls lore category, which there was fair number of questions, quite a few people, you know, following or members of that category. Who was number one? This person right here. I had the most points. I was given like mod access to the question pool, so I could like approve new questions and all that. So I had access to all the questions, so that kind of made it probably a little bit unfair. But basically, I was the top ranking in the Elder Scrolls lore one. I think my younger sister was either second or third as well. So you know, when it comes to Elder Scrolls lore, like, I'm a bit biased. I'm a little bit biased. So there's that, I guess. Yeah, but nah, just I even just remember. I remember November 11th, 2011. My dad had got Skyrim. Day one, bought the giant, huge manual, like the huge bloody tome of a strategy guide with it. Well, no, not even a strategy guide, just the manual. That had a list of every single item you could find in the game, every single dungeon, every possible piece of content that existed in this game was in this manual. But anyway, but I remember, you know, we got it. He had said, look, I bought the game. I'm the first one that gets to play it. But then obviously, of course, you know, him and Mum, that night had to go out for a mate's drinks or something, I don't know. They had to go to something, can't quite remember. So then, you know, of course I'm going to play it. He's like, don't play it. You're not to play it. I'm the first one to play it, blah, blah, blah. Mum even then, like, you know, Mum with her limited, no, not limited, I said, no, that's wrong to say. Mum, because, you know, you get those games where when you chuck them in for the first time, they'll give you a scene. They'll give you a scene that you don't see when you load up the game again. So Mum's like, look, I don't know if this game has that kind of scene, but if it does, like, like, don't play it in case it does. Even though it shows you that depending on, it's based on profiles or anything. But anyway. So, of course, they leave. As soon as I see the car go down the road, I'm like, oh, chuck the disc in, let's go. So, I was the first one to play Skyrim with my family. I'm not letting my father do that. I cannot have Skyrim sitting there, untouched, gathering dust, going to waste, on day one. So, of course, I got about halfway through Bleak Falls Barrow before I'm like, okay, they're not coming back yet, but I'm gonna be safe. Like, I'm gonna be safe. So, you know, took the disc back out, put it exactly where it was when they left. Oh, did you play it? No, I didn't play. I was doing something else. Huh, not the wiser. Anyway, but I just remember, I will always remember. So it's one of those experiences that you just wish you could go back and experience again. Just the feeling of it was me playing Skyrim for the first time. It was a feeling and just an awe at what I was playing. That was, you can never, you know, when you start another playthrough of Skyrim, you get it, like, you know, you go through the start and you kind of like, I'm almost feeling it, like about 90% there, and then by the time you've come out of the cave and you're going back to Riverwood, that feeling ends. That feeling stops. You'll never quite get back to, you know, going to Riverwood for the first time, going to all the shops, going to Bleak Falls Barrow walking across the bridge. Oh, look up there, there's Bleak Falls Barrow. Oh my god, I look up there, there's Bleak Falls, you know, all that sort of thing. You'll never experience that again. Yeah. And it'll be a feeling that we'll get again with Elder Scrolls 6. Oh, Lord rest my soul, when that game comes out. I'm probably going to take a week off work, to be honest. Not even a day. Take a bloody full week. God damn. When it comes out in like 2052, you know. Oh man, it's just going to be so good. It's going to be so amazing. Like, I'm not what I would call a Bethesda fangirl by any stretch, but I'm an Elder Scrolls fangirl. Like, give me Elder Scrolls goodness, except if it's a mobile game, or I'm sorry, Elder Scrolls Blades, I did not play you. I'm not. Then again, in my defense at the time, my mobile phone would have been so rubbish, it would have exploded as soon as it tried to load it up. But anyway, that's not the point. And Elder Scrolls Online is great. It's got lots of very good content, but I don't have the money or inclination to fully experience it. Like the buy it once, that's it kind of thing that the main series Elder Scrolls has. That's more my jam. You know, back in the day when games, you know, microtransactions, you just had a little paid DLC thingy bob and nothing else. Like, sometimes I almost think, can we go back to the times where, back to the days where, you know, and this might have just been because I was little and I didn't look at the things that all this information was in, but like, you know, when I remember back in the day, you'd have a PlayStation. Sorry. You go to the store, you find a game that you like, whatever. Let's say Jak 2 Renegade. So of course, I don't know that Jak 3 was coming out until I saw it on the game shelf. I'm like, whoa, there's a third Jak game. Let's go, let's buy it. You know, I'm sure there was, if you went on the interwebs at the time, if you looked in magazines, you probably would have seen the ad there anyway. You know, but like, there were times where you wouldn't really get much information about a game until it was there in your hand, or, you know, you weren't acutely involved, you know, we're seeing the whole development of the game along the way kind of thing. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. But like there's just something to be said about, you know, can we just have a game where the devs work on it, spend as much time as they need to work on it. They work on it. They're like, oh my god, the game's coming out. You know, advertisements come out, that sort of thing. You know, advertisements come out, blah blah blah, and then you buy the game, you pay money for the game, and the game, you know, you get the game, you take it home, you play it, there's secret collectibles, so all the cosmetic stuff that you can get is all achievable in game, a la Ghost of Tsushima, which was great. And that's it. And that's it. That's all of this. Maybe there might be a, you know, let's say we're in the early era of DLC. Maybe a DLC comes out. Yeah, you buy the DLC. You know, Shivering Isles or something, like in Oblivion or Knights of the Nine. You buy that. You play that. Oh, fabulous. Great 30-hour piece of content, you know, 20-hour, you know, however long they want to make it, piece of content. Beautiful, amazing. Fabulous. And that's it. And that's it. And that's the game. No bloody faffing around with loot boxes, no faffing around with microtransactions, no faffing around with if you want the super specific armor chest piece, which will be great until about level 10 and then become practically useless, and you'll find stuff in a treasure chest 10 minutes later that is better stats than that. You know, none of this, you know, you get a blade cosmetic thing for pre-ordering early. You know, there's all this sort of stuff that's just like yeah, it's fine, but at the same time you're just like, can we please just go back to simplicity? Game devs being able to be game devs. Game devs making games and not having to fight fires because someone looked at some footage of game development and complained about how unfinished the game looked. You know, all that sort of nonsense. All that sort of carry on that goes right now. Oh my goodness, there we are. Right. Got Shino and Hashirama. Do we have Shino and Hashirama? Yes, we do. No, wrong one. Like the last game I can think of like that was like Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe it was it Guardians of the Galaxy? Why do we know? I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy would have been the last game I played like that. All the cosmetic stuff you find in game. You know, there's no like fancy microtransactions, there's no fancy paid DLC, there's none of that noise, it's just a game that you play, there's collectibles, you look, you hunt for stuff, all the cool armor is hidden, you've got to like work for it, you've got to, you know, like what they had in Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima and Guardians of the Galaxy, and just like, it is, hey guys, it is possible to make a great game, have it sell very well, get critical acclaim, and not have a single bloody microtransaction in it. Like, Ubisoft is getting, like, ridiculous with the kind of stuff they're putting in Assassin's Creed, like, absolutely ridiculous. Like, yeah, it looks great, it looks fab, but I think it's gonna feel far more rewarding to get your big flaming Pegasus with demon eyes. It's gonna feel far more satisfying when you've earned that. You haven't just paid $20 to get it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Even though I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey did there was mounts, like really cool mounts that you did earn. I think you had to like beat all the mercenaries or something. Something like that. Like, because I think what will happen is we're gonna see it with films, and I believe we're gonna see it with games. Is, you know, with films it's gonna be, you know, the whole superhero movie fatigue. It's setting in, and it's setting in fast. You know, the fact that, like, you know, the last year or so, the only thing that people have said is actually worthy of, you know, greatness is the Batman, which came out. No one particularly, like, cares enough about all the new stuff that comes out. Well, I certainly don't. I mean, if you had met me back in, oh god, when would it be? 2015? When did I meet the boy? No, 2019. You'd met me 2018, 2019, when 2018 was when Infinity War comes out, so 2019 was Endgame. If you had met me then, I was one of the biggest MCU fangirls ever. Like, I could tell you every detail about those films. I would religiously watch every single entry except for the Incredible Hulk, and yeah, because for reasons. And you know, everything about it, like, you know, I had crushes on a couple of the characters. It was just like, you know, it was all there. And then as soon as Endgame finished, for me that was where it should have stopped. And then the direction that they started taking afterwards, bar Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm like, this isn't floating my boat no more. So then, like, if you looked at me now, you would never think I was ever like that. You know, I don't talk about those Marvel films anymore. You know, I'll talk about Endgame and things before it with fondness. You know, like a long lost love kind of thing. But beyond that, meh. Couldn't care less. Like, I'm almost like encouraging the superhuman. I kind of look forward to the day when the superhero fatigue has reached its breaking point and suddenly just all stops. I'm looking forward to that day, oddly enough. Like, really oddly enough. Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, I think something similar will happen with games, in the sense that the age of the microtransaction and the age of the game companies finding clever ways to get more money out of you, either A, before the games even come out, while the game's still going, and what? And what? While the game's still going, and after the games come out. Like, I think people are slowly getting fed up with the I paid $100 for the game, why am I paying another $300 to get some fancy armor? You know, like play on people's sense of wanting to look cool. You know, it's the one thing that I appreciate and admire about Final Fantasy XIV. It's like, you know, yes, there are things you can buy from the store. You know, what you can buy from the store is, I want to say, like, you know, they're cool stuff, but it's not like Assassin's Creed now, where all of the cool stuff is found in the store. You want anything super cool and fiery or sparkly or demon looking thing? Oh, sorry, you gotta shell out, you know, you gotta go to the store to get that. Now, it's none of that. It's like, you want all that cool stuff? Yeah, grind for it. Go for it. You know, earn that stuff in game. Like, you're already paying a monthly subscription fee. The least, you know, the least we can do is actually give you the opportunity to get cool stuff with your money. You know, it's all that sort of thing. That's what I appreciate about it. Yeah, so I think the age of the microtransaction is gonna tip off, I think. And we're gonna go back to the good old days. We buy a game, you play a game. And that's it. You don't gotta spend no more money on that game. You know when you wear the whole thing about like, I can't stop thinking about work. It's like, I was literally just having that moment just now. I just completely blanked out and I caught myself and I was just thinking about a meeting that I had at the end of today and what meeting notes I had. I've got to debrief my boss on it tomorrow. Just think of all the meeting notes that I sent him what I've got to do. Oh dear. Dear, dear. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I wish. I'd just love to go back to the days where, you know, you go to work, you do your stuff, you finish work, you go home. You do not have to think about it. There's nothing you need to think about or worry about when you go home. You know, because either it's like a shift work or whatever. You can just go home, that's it. You just can fully tune off. And you just come in the next day and pick up where you left off. Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful? I mean, I know that you should be able to and can be able to some degree to do that in a corporate office job. But, like, you can't really. You can't fully. You can't 100% leave. And to those who can, tell me your secret. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because, yeah, the amount of times you just go home and you just feel emotionally exhausted. But then you need to stay emotionally exhausted because you're thinking about all the other things you've got to do the next day. Lovely. Okay, and we've got your Naruto, and I'll update the list after this run. So I think we're down to 7,974. What else have I got? What other interesting things do I have to say? Okay. Well, at least not much anyway. What else has happened? No. Oh, there's actually in Naruto news. It's rumored and alleged, but there is supposedly I think it's in the Europe somewhere. I want to say it was like in the EU or something. Just somewhere. What's that? Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections has been trademarked, supposedly. Hinting to everyone and everyone's saying, the next Ultimate Ninja Storm game is on its way. With a cast of 300 characters, I don't know, something. Yeah, because I think they haven't, I mean they've done, you can say they've done an Ultimate Ninja Storm game with Boruto characters, because I mean they've got the Boruto DLC for this. There's nothing where Boruto is built into it, in a sense. Just realised I've got Iron Dust and Gold. Oh my goodness gracious. Right. Thank you. I was gonna say, if he fully just sidestepped out of that, I'd be very upset. Fabulous. Beans. Lovely. Okay, what do we got? Oh no, I was going to say what do we got next. We've actually got the first Kazekage next. Lovely. Oh, that's right, okay. I don't know, sometimes the boy's like, I think it's just you being you. But this time I don't feel like this. So have you ever had... Okay, so set the scene. Set the scene to my feelings. So there's like one of those memes that says, I saw an image and it's like, do you ever, think of yourself as being able to get an award and being a customer? Like you go into a shop and you're gracious, you're polite, normal person essentially. But then you walk out going, oh, those people would have loved me because I have an A+ in customer. Like I want to walk out and the people turn around and they whisper to each other, oh my god, they definitely worked in customer service because they're so gracious and lovely. Do you ever have those sorts of things? So, I would like to think I'm a normal person, and I agree, yes, I have worked customer service jobs. I've worked not necessarily directly customer facing, but I worked at the supermarket before. It was hell on earth, but hey, your hatred for the general public increases tenfold when you work for a supermarket. But so you can appreciate what a customer service people go through on the daily. Anyway, so you know, I'm a polite person, you know, treat the people serving me with the dignity and respect that they deserve. Anyway, so you would, you know, when a customer service person isn't as bubbly and lovely, you kind of be like, oh no, am I not being an A+ customer right now? Am I being a D customer? Am I being an F customer? Like, you start panicking, you start worrying. So I was in Farmers yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. And you know, so there was lady at the counter. The customer who was being served was like a mum with like this young kid who was being so super cute and like waving to everyone sort of thing. So and they're all laughing and giggling and having a great time. So I'm obviously behind in line. Now I've had a thing before where, you know, I'm not the most exquisitely, elegantly, beautifully dressed person in the world. I don't think I was looking like a particular slob that day. I'd actually just come from work, so you know I was wearing more work clothes, which is just like nice trousers and a nice button top. You know, a work button top. And you know, so I don't think I was looking particularly off. Anyway, so you know the lady's off giggling away, blah blah blah, and then you know wheeling the pram away, and then like as soon as like I got to the counter, the chick at the counter, her whole demeanor just comes down as if she's like, oh, like okay, the lovely customer's gone. Oh god, now I've got to deal with the riffraff again. I'm just like, I don't know, just something inside me felt like, but like I understand your plight as a customer service representative. Like, I'm trying to be nice. You know, if you talk to me about, you know, the struggles of the day, I will fully understand and empathize with you. Like, you know, but then, and you kind of feel like you're like looking at yourself, you know, in your reflections going, did I look tragic? Like, did I look like a mess? And they're like, oh god, it's riffraff. But I'm like, no, I don't think I did. You know, I've looked worse. But I'm like, oh no. Oh no, did I somehow, was I one of the customers that the person at the desk was, oh god, like, thank god she's gone, what a horrendous customer. Like, it's these questions that keep me up at night. Like, I need to be an A+ customer at all times. You know, and I've never, ever, and I don't even know if I'd even have it in me, if it was even possible, had any, like, made any complaint, like, excuse me, my soup's cold, you know, excuse me, this is not right, blah blah blah, like being a Karen essentially. You know, so I'd like to think that I'm always an A+ customer, but maybe not. Although, that being said, it wasn't at that Farmers, but when me and the boy moved to the city that we now technically no longer live in, but live just outside of, we went to a Farmers in a suburb, you know, one of like the main business suburbs, but where it's known for being full of quirky characters, to use a euphemism. Yeah. Anyway, so we went to the Farmers there, walking around. I'm trying to buy work clothes for my new job that I'm going to be starting the next week. I'm walking around, I'm just like, and me in a clothes shop I've got no hope. Like, I am not a clothes shopping person. You'll tell by my wardrobe I'm very happy to wear the same thing for the last 10 years. And very, very happy for it to be cozy and comfy and casual and not at all elegant or going on a night on the town kind of wear. Anyway, so I'm absolutely hopeless in the clothes shop. I've got an idea of what I think would look nice, but they never seem to have that. But anyway, so we went in the shop, me and the boy. We're not dressed hobo-ly. I mean, we were just wearing hoodies, and I was wearing my beanie and jeans and trainers. I didn't even think I was wearing my Uggs, but you know. Then the boy, we were looking funky fresh as always. And so anyway, so I'm like pacing back and forth through all these different sections. I'm like, do I like this shirt? Oh no, but like going over there, do I like this shirt? And I'm like going over there, I'm like, do I like this shirt? Or going over there, do I like this shirt? You know, so doing all the pacing. back and forth. And then I think I'd like, you know, finally found the few t-shirts and thing that I was happy enough to buy because they didn't make me feel horrendously ugly in the changing rooms. You know, trying things on in the changing rooms is always the breaking point with a lot of things. But anyway. So well, I, you know, decided to buy, I think I was buying like a couple of shirts and I think maybe I can't remember if I was buying a white shirt as well. I might have bought a white shirt, I can't remember. Anyway, so we'll like, you know, there's a line at the desk lining up and then the boy's like, have you noticed that there's a lady, like a shop employee, that's been following us around with a, and she's got a clipboard with her to make her seem like she's doing something, but she's totally been following us around. And I'm like, you serious? He's like, yeah, like the kind of following around you're doing for someone that you suspect of shoplifting. And I'm like, I'm not shoplifting. I'm just really indecisive about what t-shirts I want. Well, not even t-shirts, just what work shirts I want to buy. Because I'm so scared I'm gonna look uggers at all of them. Like, I'm not shoplifting. I'm an A+ customer. But anyway, so, and then I look, you know, did the whole, you know, when someone says don't look, but there's someone you kind of just like, just looking around and you're like scared all the way, you look past them, but then you kind of thing, and, you know, the subtle way of doing it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. She's totally like keeping an eye on us. And probably, hopefully, when she saw us line up to buy the items, she was like, oh wait, these people aren't trying to steal something. I can not be following them around with my clipboard. And then I was thinking, okay, well, are we actually doing anything that would lead her to make that conclusion? Probably. Like me pacing back and forth were not exactly dressed like the typical farmer's customer. Possibly understand why she is feeling the way she is. But yeah, but it's oh goodness. But then also, this was before we found out that that particular suburb was full of quirky characters. So it's probably something that they're used to. People dressed like we were dressed, you know. Worse than we were dressed, because we were still dressed, you know, not, as I said, not hobo, but very casual. You know, maybe we looked akin to previous shoplifters, so that's why they're extra cautious. But again, I'm like, I'm an A+ customer. I promise I'm not going to steal anything. Yeah, but anyway, so you know, ever since then, I'm like, the only reason I will go to Farmers now is they've got a hairline. They've got a they stock these curly hair products that work wonders on my hair, and I love. You know, now that I have a stable enough income that I can afford to buy $25 bottles of hair conditioner. Oh, God, I would blanch if it was like if it was $10. But now I'm like, no, this stuff is amazing, and because I don't need to wash my hair every single day like I was doing, which has probably actually caused me more damage than normal. It lasts, even though it's $25, it lasts me just as long, if not longer, than my $10 ones. But anyway, I digress. So the only reason I go to these farmers now is to get these hair products, so I'm not walking around, not pacing around, worrying myself completely about whether or not I'm going to cry in the changing rooms when I look at myself. But yeah, it's one of those things that you'll always remember and bring up. You're like, oh yeah, like the time we got followed in the farmers because they thought that we were shoplifting. And the lady was trying to be like super sneaky and subtle with the following around of us, but it was so obvious that she was. Yeah, goodness. But I suppose it's the thing, like, you know, when you go to that district of the city where, you know, the Swarovski and Gucci and Louis Vuitton shops are, and they've got, like, obviously they've got bouncers, like, right, because, you know, And like, and I don't know if it's true, but everyone always tells me that the bouncers are as much there to keep the product in, you know, in terms of stop the shoplifters coming in, but also to like almost act as like enforce the dress code in a sense. Like if we went in with my hoodie and my jeans, I'm like, no, you're not. You know, even though I could have $10,000 in cash flicking around in my back pocket, because because that back pocket is part of jeans, they're not gonna let me in. Like, I hear it's a thing, but I'm like, I mean, obviously I've never tried to test the validity of that, nor have I even gone in, or even had the inclination to go into any of those shops. Anyway, but yeah, it's always struck me as odd. Like, and I suppose it's a reason why I feel very, and probably the reason why I hate going clothes shopping either, is, you know, I don't dress particularly. Also, I don't even know if you describe it as feminine. I don't, you know, I value comfort and casuality before anything else. So when I walk into those, you know, the fancy, it's not even fancy. I walk into any clothes shop, the clerks, the shop assistants, they kind of just give you this look of like, what are you doing in here, lady? You're in the wrong shop. The op shop's over down that way, kind of thing. But anyway, it's probably why I feel the way I do about things. But yeah. Oh, hello, welcome. How are you on this fine, I would say evening, but how are you on the fine morning that you are currently in? Yeah. Cold, oh goodness. Oh, of course, yeah. It's like your minus 19s, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say it's overcast here, but it's lovely and toasty. In fact, too toasty to the point like we can't sleep at night because it's too toasty. But yeah, but otherwise, I is good. I is great. What are we doing? We're chatting about clothes stores and feeling extremely self-conscious at clothes stores. Oh, 4 degrees. Well, at least it's not 19. At least there's that. Oh, I say turn the light on. It does absolutely nothing. That's something I need to write down on my list of things to do, and I keep forgetting. Get a better light bulb for this room. Because it's so piddly. It really tries its best. We've just got like a single light up there. Does absolutely nothing. Oh, the end. I wonder if he's do you know if he's gotten, is it the reputation you need over a certain point to get to the end? I think it's the reputation that you need, or you need like 3 stars in with everyone or something. But yeah. That's it, yeah. For some reason I thought 300, but no, yeah. Yeah. God, I keep thinking about that game. Like, it's one of those games that, like, I will rave about to everyone. It was, oh man, it was just fantastic. Like, you know, everyone's like, you know, oh, do I need to play previous East games to get into 8? And they're like, everyone I've seen is like, play 8 and you will play the other ones because 8 will make you want to play the other ones, like, hard. Like, you will be an East fan after playing East 8. Unless for whatever reason, it doesn't float your boat, which, you know, it's one of those things like everyone's entitled to their opinions. Some opinions are wrong, but, you know, one of those things. Yeah, but it's oh, that game. Oh, that game. It's fantastic. Oh, best of. Yeah, I don't mind a link to that. I guess you're still building it. $133. Oh my goodness gracious. 133 hours, my lordy. How much actually? That makes me curious. Because I mean, I definitely know. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, I'll listen to everything, you know, I'll just chuck every song on my Spotify. I am extremely selective about the songs that I have. I don't, not that I don't like a lot of songs, but like the size of my playlist is minuscule compared to what I would imagine most others would be. 244, my goodness gracious. Because what is I've got 268 songs on my liked songs list. How do I find out how many hours that is? Liked songs, yes. We're going to Exosa and Hanzo. Actually, tell me what I've got another. Oh yeah, oh, so for the other ones I create. Oh, never mind. What's on my work safe? I've got like what I call a work safe, a work safe thing, which is when my boss says, "Oi, play your music on the radio, on the stereo at work," to pick songs that I wouldn't, songs that like people wouldn't be like, "Ooh, you like this song?" kind of thing, you know. Like me and the boy were very selective and protective about our music. Like we get very like, oh no, it's okay, I won't play my music around people, not because it's rude or because of, you know, anything like that, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Probably also because I've been bitten before, where I remember I was at uni and they were having a party or something in our flat, and I remember, you know, everyone was playing their songs, and then one of my friends was like, oh, Frizzy, play one of your songs. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. They're like, play one of your songs. I'm like, fine, okay. And then, what's it? So I played Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. You know, one of my favourite songs. Oh no, well, I suppose the song that got me into Iron Maiden, but anyway, no, very important to me. So I play it, and then one of my other friends, probably about, I think just when you get to the first chorus, it's like, ooh, what's this or this song's S word next, and I'm like, sit in the corner like, okay, I'm sorry, it wasn't EDM or pop music or Ed Sheeran, I'm very sorry. Anyway, I'll just go into my room and listen to my iPod. Yes. Oh goodness, yeah. No, it's just, yeah, very like, it's yeah, it's that's the kind of stuff where yeah. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, they're very, very selective, and it's almost like sometimes I like, it's weird because it's not necessarily like, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, but so like, you know, if someone asks me what genres do you like, I'm like, well, you know, 80s, 70s, 80s metal, you know, not all, but you know, a lot. Some late 90s, early 2000s Scandinavian power metal. I like a lot of game soundtracks, all that sort of thing. And then others, there's just little bits of songs here and there in between of just other different genres. But yeah, that's what I would say to people. But then there's like sometimes, you know, when they're playing the radio at work and it's like, you know, nowadays music, I say nowadays music, which I kind of, if you asked me name a big band or a big song in the last 3 years, couldn't tell you. Probably couldn't tell you. I mean, I could guess just from what I've kind of picked up by osmosis, but couldn't tell you otherwise. But then there'll be like a song that I'll listen to and I'm like, I'm liking this tune, like I'm liking this tune and I'm liking a lot of things about the song, but I don't want to put it on my playlist because like I don't want to like the song. If you did, like, it's weird. It's like, imagine, you know, you are a staunch, I don't know, EDM fan. So, I don't know, 1920s New York jazz, smooth jazz is probably, you know, the most far removed from, oh no, Beethoven's symphony. Actually no, actually would be 1920s smooth jazz. I'd probably be the furthest away from what you like. But then there's just one particular jazz song that you're like, damn, this is good, but I can't have it on my like songs playlist because I don't want to like this song, but yet I do. It's like, it's one of those things. I don't even know how to describe it really beyond that. But every now and then there'll be one of the songs like, I don't like the lyrics. The lyrics are, you know, against my morals. You know, they're talking about things that I don't particularly agree with. So I don't like it on the lyrics front. But sometimes the chorus tune's catchy. And I can't help liking that. Or sometimes maybe it's from an artist that I despise for, you know, for their life choices and how they conduct themselves. But their song is catchy. It's like that. I get that sometimes. But it's tries to be that, because it's funny, because there was, I remember me and the boy, we were one of the first, so the flat we were living at when we first met, landlord was a piece of S-word, but whatever. So one of my friends from school was also living there with her boyfriend. And so he would have his mates around sometimes, you know, they'll all be drinking out the back and whatever, and yeah. I think, because the boy got on with them quite well, you know, he would go out and sometimes I would hang out there for like a little bit, whatever. So, you know, this guy's choice of music was generally, you know, rap, latest pop songs, but not Taylor Swift kind of thing. You know, a mix of things. And I remember, you know, he's playing his songs, and then all of a sudden, what was it? It was Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson. A lovely electric guitar instrumental that was on Guitar Hero 3, which is how me and the boy first know about it, and we love it. It's a great song. I remember that started playing, and we're just like, oh, you've got this song on your playlist. Great, thank goodness. I'm just in there going like, oh my goodness, good song, lovely. And then of course my friend, who was ironically the same friend who was like, you know, said next to my song, was like, just grabbed his phone and just like was skipping past all these songs, which was suddenly, we must have hit the, you know, I'm digging rock instrumentals part of his playlist, and me and the boy were just like, oh, like, obviously we're not going to say anything, but we're just like, oh, okay, you know, just skipping past all the stuff, but sure, play your gangster rap, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, oh no, radio, I don't think I would probably ever listen to the radio by choice again. Also, you know, partly just because they play the same songs And I genuinely mean, like, they play the same songs all the time. Like, my goodness. Like we at work, they've got like it's called The Edge. It's like the radio station that just plays all the current stuff. Or, you know, meant for like the teens to young to mid-20s, I guess. I have heard Harry Styles songs about 6 times in a day, enough to drive me mad. Enough to the point it's now getting stuck in my head. I'm actually singing it at home, and I'm like, I don't want to sing this. I don't want to, but it's stuck in my head and I can't help it and I feel bad. But anyway, yeah, so just like, you know, yeah. I guess I like some. There are some peaceful songs that I like, and I suppose the reasons why I would like one over the other is I can't put my finger on it. It's just whether I like it or not. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Tamari XYZ. How are you? I hope you're doing fabulously. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, it's with like the sort of peaceful type songs. I mean, I've got like on my game instrumentals list, I've got some loveliness, mostly from Final Fantasy actually. Some of the Final Fantasy X peaceful songs, I'm like, damn, I am loving this. Yeah. Yeah, and then of course from Ease 8 it has some of like the best. But yeah, but no, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I've actually, you've reminded me somehow, I've actually got to update my list of fights remaining because I'm down to 7,954. There we are. I'm just gonna blah 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 blah. Done, bam. Okay, where are we up to next? Up to Gara and Yugito, and I feel like I've done this, but no I haven't. Lovely. Okay, Gara and Yugito. But yeah, no, just for if you're wondering why I'm just doing random fights, I've challenged myself to do every character in the roster versus every other character in the roster, so it's a good like 11,000 fights, and we're just getting through them, and I've just like randomly generated fights, so I've just got a giant list next to me of all the fights, all the matchups, and I'm just going down the list, and yep, so I've been doing that for the last actually like 47 days, which has actually been on and off since April. So, but no, we're getting through it, and to be honest, like, I'm actually loving it. You got like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, because, you know, ever since like all the old Naruto games on the PS2, I've always wanted to do something like it. Because I know in Ultimate Ninja 2 on the PS2, you actually had to do it to get everyone as a support character, but then again the roster was like 30 compared to 111 I think it is, or 108. Yeah, so it's a bit different, but yeah, I've always wanted to do it, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just do it with the game with the largest roster. So when I like calculated it all out, I'm like, oh beans, oh good gracious lordy, it's like 11,227 fights. So I'm like, oh, that'll take no time at all, you know, just be a couple of months, it's all good. And then when like, you know, in 2 hours, I think the first day that I ever did it, like day 1, I think what I did is I had like a wheel, and I'll just spin the wheel and I'll generate the fights then, and then do them. And I'm like, okay, I can get about 30 fights done in 2 hours. This is going to take me like 3 years to do. So I'm like, right, I'm just going to pre-generate the random fights. You know, because I didn't want to just go down all the Narutos and then go down all the Sakuras or whatever. I'll just, you know, I'll randomize it a little bit just to, so it's a little bit of variety as I go through. And then I've managed to sort of optimize it now to the point where I can get probably like average about like 70 fights in about 2 hours, on sort of average. Yeah, so now I've cut down my time, so November, December next year I will finish it. And my prize for doing so is a biscuit. I don't know, like something. Something. I'm sure by the end of it I'll have decided what my prize is going to be. My prize to myself. You know, at least I can like go online. I'd be like, hey, but have you done every character the roster versus every character? They'd be like, ew, no, why would I do that? I'm like, well, sucks to be you because I totally have. I don't know, bragging rights, I guess. Yeah. No, it's like, it's weird because I was thinking when I think it was around like day 6 or day 7. I'm like, am I actually gonna reach the end, or am I gonna get sick of it? Am I just gonna be like, ugh, like, oh, sorry guys, can't be bothered anymore, I don't know what I signed up for. But I'm like, no, I'm like, you know, 3,500 fights in, no, like, feel no inclination to stop. I'm already like, you know, I'm not even a third of the way there. I'm only about, I think, just under 29% of the way there. So I'm not even close. But, you know, but although, having said that, I've actually learnt things about this game, just how, like the nuance of it that I didn't know otherwise. Stuff that people probably already knew about, and I'm just very, very slow to the uptake. But I suppose in a way I'm getting like used to how each character, like properly used to how each character is meant to play. Yeah, that is good. But so yeah, so this is what I do. Yeah, no, exactly. There's something to brag about. It will be, I'm sure there will be someone who will be like, what? That's sick! But like, you know, I'm sure most people are like, okay. But hey, I'm this far and I'm not gonna stop, yeah. But no, in terms of favourite character, I mean, like, I think my favourite character to play, in fact it's actually been interesting because my favourite character to play has changed as I go through, but I would say Minato is probably my favourite character to play as, purely because, and like there's like a specific version of him as well that's the best, or my favourite, purely because I don't know, I think it's just something about his moveset is just easy. I can't really put my finger on it. But also I also find that, I think is it Kakashi? There's another one as well. I think it's Kakashi that I actually like playing as. Yeah. Yeah. And then in terms of like just like who's my favourite Naruto character, it's a close between Sasuke and Neji. Yeah, because I'm curious, what's because I'm guessing you'll have played this game before. Curious to know what your favourite character is. Oh no, because I've also got like, I've got thoughts about who my least favourite characters are. Yeah. Yes, I do. Like, it's weird. Like, yes, but wait. Obito, I definitely don't prefer. Like, something about Obito's character that I just does not work for me at all. But, you know, I can understand. I think with all characters, I can understand why people would like them. Something about Obito doesn't do it for me. Itachi though, like, I think Itachi's one of those characters. The more I've gone, like, the more I think about it, the more I prefer Itachi. But then I think, because I think it's one of those things with Sasuke where me and my back in the day, I'm a 12-year-old girl who obviously likes Sasuke, because every 12-year-old girl loves Sasuke, even in the show. And there was that, and because his moves in all the fighting games were like, I love his moveset. So I think it's probably like that more than anything. Like it's that I've kind of carried through over the years that makes me like Sasuke. Like, I still love his moveset. I mean, I can definitely understand why people think he's absolutely awful. You know, his character goes through so many twists and turns, you think he's a bloody roller coaster by the end of it, but there's just something about it. Itachi though is one of those characters when you really think about it, you're like, yeah, no, he is by far one of the best, if not the best written character in the show. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, but no, Tamari as well. I'd say out of all the ladies, Tamari would probably be Tamari and who's the other one? Tamari and it's on the top of my head. Who is it? Tamari and someone else. It's like right there. No, I've forgotten. I'll go through this and see if I like. No, it's not coming to me. There's another lady character that I like as well, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. Yeah. Right, who got next? We got young Kakashi and Mifune. Yeah, and I think I like. There was something about Sasuke's character that I don't know. I liked. I don't know what it was. You know, probably coloured by like, oh my god, he's just so cool and like he's so mysterious and like cool, and he does like cool fighting stuff, and you know, and especially the fight between Sasuke and Itachi, like my good golly gracious me, was that fantastic or what? You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, okay, I have to ask everyone this. I ask everyone this. What do you feel about Kabuto as a character? And, you know, I'll say no more, but if you have an opinion of Kabuto, I would be very interested to hear what you have to say. Thank you. Oh my god. Right answer. Thank you very much. You've made my day. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm glad. I'm so glad you just said that. Because the amount of people I ask and they're like, he's great. He's kind of cool. And I'm just like, no. You was blind. You was blind. He is so rubbish. He is, oh my goodness. Yeah, he is, oh, I'm just like, oh, everything about Kabuto as a character is just, not having it at all, like, no. In some ways he's even bloody creepier than Orochimaru in some cases, but anyway, oh goodness. Yes, no, Naruto is by far my favourite anime. I'd say out of any, like, it's like pop culture, but like out of any like property or thing that has shaped me from the ages of 8 to now, like it is by far Naruto. Like it is so much of myself has come from this show and the manga and the anime and everything, just everything. Yeah, it is. It is not. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, yeah. Top 5. Oh, 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 oh. Good question. What one is Naruto? Two would probably be. I want some. Shaman King is number 2. Because that was my absolute jam. That I hold so much love for that show. Third would be Demon Slayer. Fourth would be, I don't think they did a second season of that, I don't believe. But there was a one series thing called Oroka no Yusha. That my friend got me to watch, and I absolutely loved it. It was like turns into a whole like murder mystery by the end. Well, it's not really murder mystery. It turns into a whole mystery thing by the end of it, and I absolutely loved it. It's that one, and then number 5. Oh. Think of a number 5. Or not that I can't think of a 5th one, but like can't think what my number 5 would be. Because like when you get to all the others, so like, you know, the entry level ones like the Bleachers and the One Pieces and the Dragon Ball Z's, like I like them all equally. Maybe if any I had to like more, it would probably be One Piece out of all of those. But then there's all like, there's so many like 1 or 2 series anime that I've seen that are also amazing, but you know, yeah. Yeah. I have, but only the first 2 seasons. I cannot put my finger on it why, but something about it just, I don't know. Something about it just not grabbing me as much, like, I'm not getting into it as much as I would have liked to be, if that makes sense. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I see the ultimate, like, I see how this is so good. Like, I can see it, but I just, nothing, like, for some reason, I just can't fully get there. It's weird, yeah. Yeah. But no, what's, I'm now curious, too. What are your top 5, actually? Because I've been watching a lot of like old anime, like no, okay, I know what number 5 is. Cowboy Bebop is number 5. Yeah, I'm like, what's it, because I've been watching like a heap of old ones, like what's that? Demon Slayer, Ayashi. It was a few years ago I watched it. The Cowboy Bebop. There was one called, what was it called? One called, it was like Angel's Egg or Angel Guardian something, my bob. It was like a weird artsy one. There was one, yeah, watching heaps of those rather than any modern ones. Yeah, no, Cowboy Bebop. We don't talk about the Netflix one. We don't talk about it. But no, it's the OG one is, yeah. It's some good stuff. Oh, Toradora! That is what I do not see many people talk about at all. Yeah. Oh no, no. I like that list. I like the list. I will agree with you on the Tokyo Ghoul thing. No, respect. That's a respectable list. Yeah, that was one that in intermediate school, a friend that I made in intermediate school, she watched heaps of anime. Tend to be what more so on like the slice of life high school romancy ones, but she watched Daughter, and she was like, oh my good golly gracious me, watch it now. Yeah, no, it's like it's always one of those things, like, you know, you'll that thing that just defines everything, that you can just attribute so much of yourself to. It's like, you know, it will always have a special place in your heart. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, if I had to say one other anime that shaped me nowhere near as much as Naruto did, but before Naruto, would it be Yu-Gi-Oh? Now that I think about it, like, Yu-Gi-Oh was my life up until I got into Naruto. Like, I had everything. I had, you know, when it first came out, well, at least in New Zealand anyway, when it first became a thing, you know, I had Yugi's deck and I had Kaiba's deck, and then I had the card catalogue, which is basically just, you know, the huge book of all the cards. I had, when it got into I don't even know what the arc's called, but where they go to like the Dual City and they've got like the little chung things on their arms. I had one of those. Dual discs, that's what they're called. I had one of those. It was my life. It was fantastic. But then Naruto came along and just whoosh, like, that was me. That was me for the rest of my days. No, wrong one. Am I on the wrong one? No, I'm on the right one. Sabuza and Young Kankuro. Yeah, but then and then sometimes I think about, there were lots of anime that I don't find much about, or much detail about. Like, I try and look online for stuff, and there's a lot online, but it's just like, yeah. But it was, I remember they'd always play these shows after school, and it would be, there was one called Shinzo, which was something about, I mean, I'm so big on the details, I could just remember drips and drabs. There was one called Shinzo. There was the Mega Man anime, where Proto Man is like the Bay. Like, there was that. There was one called Mon Cole Nights that, like, no one, it's almost as if it like never existed. No one knows anything about that show. There was, yeah, and there was all these other like small little ones that obviously never, they never got nearly as big as the big ones. But yeah, all these little ones that I used to like watching. I want to Google it. 1 second. I feel like I want to say I know about it, but like oftentimes there'll be something where I don't know what it's called, but if you show me a picture, I'm like, I've seen that. I know I've seen that. Squid Girl animated series. looking at it. No. I think I've seen a picture of her before, but I think that's it, and that'll be like somewhere, somehow. Yeah. I is playing Storm on the PC. Are you a PC Storm player as well, by any chance? I suppose I could. I suppose I could after, so what I'll be doing is, what's the time? 8:31. So in approximately, just trying to think, what's the time? 8:31. In approximately half an hour, 30 minutes, because 9 o'clock New Zealand time, is my cutoff. Say it's my cutoff. It's the cutoff I give myself. So after that, I wouldn't mind queuing in a couple of battles. I must say you'll probably wipe the floor with me completely. I'm definitely one of those people where I feel like an absolute boss when I'm fighting the computer, because it's, you know, you get to a point you can kind of easily fight the computer, but when it comes to normal people, no, my skills go right after. So yeah, I would like to. Short answer. Lovely. Accessory. Right, hopefully Sussery isn't much of a, because oh my goodness, when it comes to the puppet users, oh my goodness, it's such a nightmare. I've specifically made it so I can't randomly generate the pairing of like the last versions of Naruto and Sasuke. Like, they are going to be my final fight on this. I'm not bloody having a young 1010 or any version of 1010 and a puppet user as my last fight on here. Like on like the fights remaining equals 2 kind of thing. I'm not having it at all. It has to be a Naruto and a Sasuke because it's fitting, and I have to be playing as Sasuke for the last one. I will not have it any other way. Okay, we've got next with Zabuza again and young Sasuke. Tamari, if you don't mind me asking, whereabouts are you based? Are you, so, you know, if you're in the Oceania server, are you an Australian, New Zealand based person? Nice. Nice. So it'll be something like, you'll be what, like, you'll be like half six or something for you at the moment in the evening? Six. Lovely. I'm slowly like figuring out time zones of life. Someone says they're here, I'm like, I know what time zone that is. Yeah, no, that's yay. It's always funny at work. Sometimes we sometimes have to have like Teams meetings with clients that are based, and sometimes we have them based even in China, America, Australia, all these different places. So trying to schedule meetings, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and be like, right, like, you know, we'll meet at your lunchtime, but it will be 9 o'clock at night for us, sort of thing. It's just one of those things that you just have to deal with. Yeah, but it's always absolute fun and games. And then sometimes even when you're trying to schedule trying to remember that they're in another time zone, so you're like, oh, can we do it this time? They're like, it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I didn't realise you were based overseas. Yeah, no, so I'm technically, my job title description is a modern workplace consultant. So I do, basically, we go to businesses, we work with businesses, and it's generally around things to do with like their Microsoft 365 stuff, so Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, all the other things that Microsoft does, even just do like a little bit of like business analysis, that sort of thing, so all that sort of stuff. So basically, you could just abbreviate it to IT consultant, but IT consultant kind of makes people think of like, oh, so you go and fix computers, but it's like, you need to have fixed your computer yourself, and then we'll come in and show you how to use it, kind of stuff. Yeah, no, it's like COVID was so interesting because like all of these places, they like, you know, we had remote working, what's that? Everyone loves coming into the office. And then suddenly, like, after COVID, it's like, right, working from home is now a norm. We fully like shifted how a business works. So now if you want to work from home, we're not going to suddenly crumble. Yeah, and it's just like people using stuff like Zoom and Microsoft Teams and wanting to know how to share things externally with people because, you know, you can't meet them and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, we got heaps of work from it. Yeah. Yeah, but definitely, like, the biggest eye-openers as well as, you know, you work with all these huge businesses, you know, turn over millions of dollars a year, and, like, they run their whole operation off of, like, 2 spreadsheets, and you're just like, how have you gotten this big, and your whole business is practically, like, run by these 2 spreadsheets? Like, that is no way to future-proof your business, mate. And they're just like, oh, yeah, we just did it, but I guess it's not working for us now, so that's why we're calling on you guys. It's like, great, we'll sort you out, no probs. Yeah. No, what about what do you do for work? If you do work. I don't want to assume. get it when like your mouth just keeps feeling dehydrated all the time. You just need to like scull 10 litres of water. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Oh nice! Yes. Of course, yeah, the school year's finishing, isn't it? I keep forgetting it's November, oh my goodness. Oh nice! Party hosting stuff, that would actually be kind of fun. Like, so do you, is that like you sort of, is it like kids parties? You sort of, like, is it kind of like a hiring thing? Where like they hire you guys out and you go and bring all the balloons, or is it more, like you work at a venue that hosts parties? Oh my god, and lucky that your summer holidays are starting soon. I long for the days. I wish I enjoyed my summer holidays more now that I don't have them. Oh nice. That would actually be like, that would actually be so neat to do. Because you'd always get those really like cute kids that are just like so excited to like, oh my god, like, and they'll be like jumping on the bounce castle, and you just get like see their faces light up. It would be amazing. But then you get those like those rubbish kids that are just like just causing trouble for everything. You're just like, oh my god, bruh, I cannot deal with you right now. You hate holidays. Oh my goodness. Then again, I say that I like holidays. I just did nothing but play video games throughout 99% of them, so I suppose I can't say I lived them to the fullest. Excuse me. Yeah. So much rubbish kids. Yeah, it's, oh my goodness. Sometimes, and I'm sure you probably think about it when you see them, but you're just like, do your parents know that you were just so rubbish? Like, do they know that you were just acting up the whole time and just causing grief to everyone around you? Because like, you always find with those kids, when you talk to the parents, or when you're around the parents listening to them talk, like, oh, little Tim, he's an absolute angel. He like helped old babies cross the street, and he was just so considerate and so lovely. And you're just sitting there going, what? Like, old little Timmy pushed old Jimmy down the bloody slide the other day, causing Jimmy to get a nosebleed. Like, blah. Like, no. Yeah. I can totally understand that. Yeah, you're like, I'll show you guys how to do it properly. Just you wait. Yeah, sometimes I see some parents and you're just like, you just can't help but feel sorry for the kids. Oh my god, what great role model do you have? Not. But then also parents that just don't give two S words about what their kids do. They're just meh. It's just, it's so frustrating. I was seeing going back to school for a second. So, because you'll be, I'm guessing in Australia it's the same as in New Zealand where like year 13 is your last year of school, or is it year 12 your last year? Yeah, so I suppose like you'd probably be close, or if not pretty close to like, you know, deciding your career pathway, because they always say at school that you need to have your life planned out by the time you leave. But anyway, but like, is there like a particular, what kind of subject, you know, have you got an idea of what sort of thing you're gonna want to do after? Goodness. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pull out big guns. Or maybe not. Okay, there we go. But it'll be, you'll get it, you'll finish school and you'll be like, the world is my oyster. And then about 3 years later, you'll be like, you know what, school was actually amazing. Like, school was so good. I wish I was back at school and not in this cruel world that is life. Not actually, but you know, that's, I know a lot of my friends are like that. They're like, I wish I enjoyed school more. Yeah. No, but oh my goodness, psychologist. Sometimes I think I would actually love to be a psychologist. You have picked, you know, that sounds fabulous. You know, purely because I feel like it's part of like my, like, me and my mum's like love for like murder mystery kind of stuff, like getting inside the minds of people. Like, it seems so fascinating, you know. Like, and then you start psychoanalyzing yourself, and you're like, maybe I am sad and depressed because all I do is play video games all the time. And then you just make yourself sad because you just think about how you're wasting your life doing nothing. Yeah, you're just like, okay, like, you know, start looking into thought patterns and behaviors and all these sorts of things, and you're just like, oh beans, this is me. Oh no, I'm gonna start looking now. Yeah, no, I suppose it is. It's like, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, because I've always thought, you know, I would love to do streaming. It just sounds, you know, it sounds like such fun. Like genuinely, like it does, you know. And then I'm like, well, I play games every night anyway for multiple hours. I might as well just stream. I'll be doing the exact same thing I would be doing anyway. And at the same time, I get to like meet amazing people, like just have bands, have chats with like people I never would have met otherwise, you know. And like, it's just like already, you know, within the just over half a year I've been doing it, it's been like I've met so many amazing people, and it's like, you know, and some like genuine friends. I'm like, this is amazing. Why did I do this earlier? And I suppose it does. It makes me feel like, okay, me playing my games all day, something is coming out of it, you know. Like, it's not just me sitting in a dank room, silent, just you know, just me and my thoughts and my biscuit crumbs, you know. It's something else. Yeah. I'm sure my parents would say otherwise, but I'm an independent, strong woman. make my own choices. Yes, exactly that. Strong, independent woman. I don't want to go back to school. That's exactly it. Sometimes I'm like, God damn, I wish I could just... There's something, you know, you think that you have all these restrictions and you're like, oh, bloody school, I have to do this. And it's just like, oh, like, back then you had no idea how free you were. Like, yeah, and I think with streaming too, it's like I know people, you know, they see the money that is to be made, but then, you know, they're like, oh well, if I start streaming, you know, I'm so, you know, I'll be so interesting and so amazing that I'll make $1 billion in my first year. But I'm just like, you know, when that doesn't happen, then what else do you have behind you? Like, what was that? If that was your sole reason, then like, what else is there when you don't get your $1 million in your first year? Then what then, sort of thing. Yeah, so like, so I've always gone into it like, I'm here to play games, I'm here to make friends, I'm just here just to do something with my life that's not playing games and making no friends. Yeah, and it's like, it's definitely, it's, you know, I would have definitely said I was a very camera shy person, like extremely camera shy person before this, and now I've got a lot of confidence. Like, yeah, a lot more confidence, and it's helped at work as well when you have to have meetings, and you know, as a consultant we're always told to have your camera on with every bloody meeting because it's, you know, we need to look good as consultants, sort of thing. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, no, out of all of the, oh my gracious, out of the, and oh my lordy Lou, Chio is not a good character to play against Tamari. Good gracious. But I'm absolutely rubbish at playing as Chio anyway. Out of all like the ranged characters, Tamari is by far what I find the best. Tenten can go suck a bag of D words. Fully and completely, like, my god, can that chick stop? Bruh. Sasori's okay when he wants to be. Deidara is, I don't know how when I'm playing against him, he seems to do as much damage as he does, because I could never replicate for me. But Tamari is just all round just a pleasure. Absolute pleasure to play as. Oh my god, I might even... I want to try and do it before the count goes up, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. She's just too relentless. Oh my good gracious. I'm just going to defend until the count's up. There we go. Goodness. She just didn't stop. But at least I won. That's okay. And also I hate playing as puppet users. My top 5 least favorite characters to play as in this is Tenten old, Tenten young, Kankuro old, Kankuro young, and actually young Choji I hate as well. I'd prefer to play Chio than young Choji. But anyway, what's the next one? We've got Jugo and young Hinata. So what's the time? 8:55. So I reckon I'll be able to slot in. Just trying to think. The other thing that I despise about the computer is it always knows exactly the right time to throw a kunai to interrupt your attack. Like, without fail. You'll start something and it's like it has detected your button input and it knows to throw a kunai instantaneously to block against it. Oh, it drives me wild. Goodness, like as soon as I've thought that I'm gonna do an ultimate, it's like, oh, chuck a kunai, stuff your whole like plan up. Oh man, gracious, it's just it's not fun. And I'm only playing on average difficulty as well, so it's just like, this shouldn't be happening. This should be happening, but no, but it does. But that's okay. Oh yeah, so I'm just looking at time. After this, I'll do 2 more fights, which will be a Konohamaru versus a Orochi. And then after that, I'll probably have enough time to do about 2 online fights, if you're keen. Yes, yeah, and I've noticed that they will constantly be doing things to make you run, use all your substitutions, and as soon as it detects that all your substitutions are gone, it just goes in straight for the kill. Oh, like I can see it coming a mile away, and like I keep telling myself, keep 1 bar of your substitution there, like, so when you can get a good combo in, then you use it, but I always end up using it, and then the AI just, boom, there's a whole health bar gone. Yeah, but all of these things, like over time, I'm learning slowly, probably too slowly, how the AI is reacting, but I've also noticed that the AI goes through cycles of aggressiveness. There'll be certain characters, so it does it with Itachi, and it does it with Kimimaro, and it does it with the masked man version of Obito. The AI will just be relentless, like, all of the time. I can't remember, I don't think I've done a single fight against Kimimaro where he hasn't just been constantly on the attack. Like, doesn't give you space to breathe, kind of relentless. And then with every other character, the AI will go through a cycle where some fights it will be like Tamari was with that fight with Chio, just again doesn't give you space to breathe, and then other times it just bounces around, flits and dances around you the whole time, and then other times it just stands there charging chakra, and you can get all your any ultimate you want, you'll be able to hit them with it because they just don't defend. It's weird, like it's weird how the AI. And I've noticed it goes through cycles. It will be like 4 or 5 fights where the AI just sits like a sitting duck, and then it will kind of get progressively more aggressive. And then you get your relentless ones, and then it just like circles back. It's like, I don't know if it's just all in my head, like I'm thinking that that's the case, but I feel like it feels like that's the case. And then each character has a particular thing that it does the most damage with. So like Sasuke does the most damage with his ultimates. He does more damage with ultimates on average than he does with like jutsus and just taijutsu stuff. Whereas like someone like Rock Lee and Might Guy, they do way more melee, and Third Raikage does way more melee damage than it would any other time. And like people like Kakashi and Naruto do way more damage with just their normal jutsus than they would in comparison to other characters. I should end it. Bam. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Alright. So let me first, I'm just going to update the list. Where are we at? Oh, and every time I click off thing, it turns my sound off, which is annoying as all hell, but hey hey. Anyway, so we're down to 7,924, which is good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that number. Anyway, I will have enough time. Let me look at the time. I've got enough time for probably 1 or 2 online fights. If you're keen. Oh, thank you. Can't remember the last time I logged in. Excuse me. Okay, what have I got? Oh, and I've got no battle points, so it's probably a good indication of what's to come. Okay, so we're online battle, player match, create session, room name. What should we call it? Currently playing this a ton. We'll do team match or single match. We'll do 3 rounds. Any same. We'll do any private room. Ever changing rules, elemental effects. We'll leave that on. Pass. I've got no idea. I don't know if I'm forcing any I don't know. Something? I'm gonna assume it's 60 as well. Sorry, that's such a nub thing. Yeah, any room. I'll leave it off. No, leave it on. No, leave it off. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it off. And I'll go... We'll go 3 rounds. And... put elemental effect. No, we'll just leave that all off. And we'll go... Yeah, we'll go team match, why not? Okay. So I think you just find it at some point. On standby. Leave session. New battle record. What's my battle record? Absolutely nothing. It's on a player match, I believe. I've never done it before, to be honest, so you'll probably be walking me through this as I go. You can see how many times I play online, which is like hardly ever. I think the most I've ever done online was on Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 on the 360, where I'd like done everything, and I was like, yeah, I'll just do ranked matches. Got absolutely, oh my god, wiped the floor with me, like completely and utterly. Oh yeah, Steam name is Frizzyninja. Yeah. My name is the same across every game. Yeah, well, mostly. Unless Frizzyninja's taken, in which case I get very upset. I'm like, beats. It's not fair. It's my name. Like it's always the case, you know, when you make an account to something and you put the name that you have for literally everything else. And like, yeah, a friend code. Oh goodness. Is that the invite friends? Ugh. I've no friends online who are eligible. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Oh no. Are you past? Ugh. Just gonna leave. Bye. Oh no, that person was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Passable. Oh my goodness. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. What's that? How do I profile friends, add a friend? Oh my gosh, I'm such a nub. Oh my lordy, I'm such a nub. Right, friends. Oh no, of course I'm on bloody big thingy mode. Community. No, not community. No, friend activity. No, friends. Friends. Back. Exit big picture. 1 second. 1 second. Exit. No, not exit Steam. Exit big picture. Cannot exit games are running. Minimize big picture. Hold up. If I create another session again, unless, hang on. If because I'll just go and see. Edit Ninja, no. Can I change my region? How do I change my region? Go friend search. Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay, that's alright. Oh, it's Asia, North Asia, South Asia. Ah, there we are. Okay, 1 second. Sign in with account name, Frizzyninja. Oh gracious, I've got to remember my password now. Don't worry, I have a book of all my passwords, which is so bad, but it's the only way I can remember them all. I feel like such a grandma. I'm gonna pull that out. You have an email. Oh my gracious. Email. Get emails and that what's it, that multi-factor authentication is an absolute nightmare when it comes to, here we go. It looks like you're trying to access from a mobile device. I am trying to access from a mobile device. Right, we'll go in. Loading account. There we go. Add as friend. Add as friend. Add as friend. I believe it's done it. I hope it's done it. Accept friend request. Oh, there we go. I think that's done it. Hopefully. Hopefully I've done it. Anyway, so now, hang on. So now if I go friend search, no, I would go play a match. I go create session. Room name is current. Please go easy on me. Region is any element. I'll just keep that one. Create session. Lovely. So if I go invite friends, oh, look at that. I think I've done it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's been a journey for me trying to figure out how to add someone on a game. Oh lordy. Oh lordy Jesus. Is that? Wait, no, you're not you're not X Chrome 64. I'm gonna take unless you are X Chrome. I'm sorry, Mr. X Chrome. I hope that wasn't just you and I just removed you. Oh no, okay, well, no, that's not bad. That's not, yay, he left. That's bad. No, do not apologize. Do not apologize. Homepage and settings. And turn your frame rate on 60, okay. Is that like within the game itself? Oh. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Collections, no. Oh, options, blah, duh. Control settings, video volume, VSync, shadow quality, glare resolution, frame rate 60. Done. Okay. I hope Mr. Chrome blah blah blah. Let's go currently in training. Excuse me. Right, I'll now invite you in. Invite. Excuse me. I keep burping, I'm very sorry. Hopefully it's not Mr. X Chrome. I feel bad. I feel bad, poor Mr. X Chrome. Alright. I'm battle okay. Oh, you can actually see all my stuff. You better be like stream sniping. I think. I mean, I say that. It's not really. Oh my god. The frame rate. You've changed my life. Oh, gracious. I think it's the charge card, isn't it? Oh my lordy. So changed my life. Do you have a preference for location? Or just whatevs? Actually no, we'll go. Which one do I like the most? Happy Freddy? We'll go Trading Field. I don't know, for some reason I like this one. No problemo. Oh my gosh, oh my gracious. That frame rate. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my marble. Oh. What the hell? Hold up, let's just try that again. I hope the frame rate hasn't killed. Because I should be able to handle the frame rate. Okay, right, we'll go one more time. Oh no, not on standby. Invite. Hopefully it's not that my internet is good enough to... but not good enough to like do anything live with other people, which I would hope wouldn't be the case. I can play Final Fantasy 14 okay. I'm sure it would be able to handle this. What am I doing? And dryer. I'll go Trading Field. Right. Oh. What the hell? I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness gracious. Just trying to think. Will it be because my region is the Asia one? Okay. We can always try again another time. Always happy to try again another. It might just give it a day just to sort itself. Yeah. Ah, beans. Anyway, at least I've got all the setup done, and that your 60 frame rate recommendation has changed my life. But yeah, no, so that's okay. We'll try again. Do not apologize. Do not apologize in the slightest. As you said, it's a server issue. Meh. It's all good. But no, we can always try again some other time. Not a problem. Yeah, I can't believe I was on 60. You've, like I said, you've. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I love it. Anyway, no. So that's all good. That's all good. So what I will do now is, what's the time? 9:17. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. At least it's Friday, whereas we now, you know, in the corporate world, everyone's caught onto the Friday, which is when you use it, it's cute, but when everyone else uses it, it's like, oh, I see. It's now like it's used so often that it kind of just loses its. It's just now becomes cringe, you know. Like it's when Friday before it became a thing, it was cute, but then now everyone fucking uses it. It's cringe. So that's alright. I will not. I will go no further. But yeah, no, it's Friday tomorrow, so I'm excited for the weekend and sleep-ins. Oh, gracious. Oh, I love a good sleep-in. Anyway, so. What that will mean is I will depart for this evening, and yeah, I suppose there's nothing else more to say. Tomorrow night and Friday, tomorrow night and Saturday will be Trails of Cold Steel, which I'm loving a lot, and then Sunday morning will be day 48 of Naruto. Excited. And if you're around, because it'll be early in the morning, it'll be earlier in the morning for you, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. So, it's like it's all good if you're sound asleep. But even so, basically Thursdays and Sundays are my Naruto days. So feel free to come on in. But no, I've enjoyed your company quite deeply, and you've brought me to the 60 FPS world, so I'm very grateful. No, and you have a fabulous day tomorrow as well. If you got school, I hope school goes well. If you don't have school, then I hope not school goes well. But no, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I will call it there for today. Have a fabulous time, evening, morning, afternoon, night, wherever everyone is in the world this fine day. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.